Hello, sorry about that. You're tuned in to BlueCast. I'm your host, Mouse. I'm here today to talk to you about music festivals. Festivals like Electric Forest, Bonnaroo, Lost Lands, and so on are known for their happy crowds, girls doing Instagram poses, and banging concerts with lasers and LEDs and all that good stuff. And they're also known for drugs. So, how do you not just survive, but thrive at a music festival? Well, you're in luck because I'm a music festival veteran and I've got the tips and tricks that are going to save your ass so you can enjoy chilling on the grass on some sass. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you've got the right gear. There's 1,000 YouTube videos that talk about this, so definitely feel free to search those up on your own. I'm not going to really get into all that. Tent, sleeping bag, all that kind of stuff. But basically, pack like you're going camping and then pack like you're going to a music festival, because you'll find that you get all the stuff out of the way that you definitely will need there if you pack that way. One thing that I will highly recommend is a battery powered fan. I'll link the one that I use in the description. I'm not getting money for this. It's just the one that I use. It lasts for like 8 hours. You can charge it with a USB charger like you would use for your cell phone. It's definitely the move, not only for the white noise factor, but for the obvious breeze factor that you would get from a fan. It's not rocket science, it gets, sorry, a hummingbird just flew right by my face. So it lasts for like 8 hours and you can recharge it with a USB. So if you've got a cell phone charger, you're already in business, you're ahead of the curve. You can run that fan and hopefully sleep in a couple extra hours in the morning. Turn it on, when it gets hot. You've also got the white noise factor, which I really appreciate. In addition to that, I also have a white noise generator that's battery powered. This thing saved my life multiple times trying to fall asleep when the neighbors want to play, dubstep until 6 in the morning. It happens, so, be prepared. That's the mode here. Earplugs also help, but I can't sleep with those in. So to each their own, figure out what works for you. Check the weather before you go, and then pack for the extreme. So if it says it might be hot one day, pack like it might be like the fucking Sahara desert, and all you've got is, a written instruction guide from Bear Grylls on how to drink your own urine. Like, pack like it's going to be that hot. But anyway, you could spend all day looking at videos about how to go camping and how to camp at a music festival. So I'm going to skip past that part, and we're going to talk about what, is near and dear to this channel, which is drugs. If you're planning on getting fucked up at an event like this, like a music festival or whatever it is, the first main question that you should be asking yourself is, should I bring drugs or should I get the drugs when I'm there? A lot of people will say, don't bring sand to the beach, meaning don't bring Molly to a place that's overflowing with Molly. But buying any kind of substance off of a stranger is going to be a crapshoot. You're probably going to end up paying more than normal. It might not be as good. All this stuff, it might be bunk totally. It might have fucking fentanyl in it. So whatever you decide to do, if you're getting it there, make sure you have a test kit with you. And I'll go over that here in a second. So the second problem, like I mentioned, is price. You're probably going to pay a little more than usual. This is what's called festy prices. Or worse, you're going to get stuck paying custy kid prices. This means that whoever is selling you your drugs knows that A, you have no idea what the drug should actually cost, or B, they figure you're not going to be able to get it from anybody else. So you're paying $30 for an MDMA pill or $100 for a strip of LSD. It's not great, but it is what it is. And if we're honest with ourselves, paying $10 for a 12-hour experience is like really good money value. Going to the movies costs a lot more than that. So bringing the stuff from the box inside your closet ensures that you know what you're doing, you know what price you're going to pay, and you've had time to safely test your substances. So if you are buying drugs at a festival, make sure that you test it before you buy. If the walk around plug guy or gal doesn't allow this, tell them to just go away, that you're not interested, because that's a bad sign. If the drugs are good, the plug should let you test them. Don't eat substances if you don't know what they are, obviously. And you can also find a link down below to test kits that are available online. You can definitely shop around if you want. Again, I'm not getting any kind of reimbursement from this. This is just the reagent kits that I've used in the past. So, what kinds of drugs are typically found at these festivals? Well, the big three are definitely LSD, MDMA, and ketamine. There's also DMT, cocaine, nitrous, and the obvious weed. So here are a few reagents that you're going to want to have. So the thing with all these drugs, to an extent, they all lend themselves to like dancing and immersion in the music. Some folks like myself believe that certain substances are more conducive to different types of music. So, for example, you might want to choose MDMA over LSD if you're seeing some kind of high energy dance music, but opt for the acid if you're seeing something trippy like a spangle or a tipper. Just take a second to think about what kind of artists you're seeing that day and then plan for all that. You should also know that if you take LSD at 8 p.m., you're going to be awake at 8 a.m. the next day. So just keep that in mind. So if you're at a festival and you want to drop acid for the artist that's playing at 2 a.m., you should probably just dose like earlier in the day, like 5 or 6, and enjoy yourself and then ride it out on that guy's set, because dropping acid at 1 a.m. at a festival so you can come up during the 2 a.m. set, it's just going to result in you not being able to sleep the rest of the night. So no matter what substance you're taking, hydration is super important at these things. You can get lost in the sauce and you can be running around having a good time and blah blah blah, and then the next second you're realizing you don't have any fucking water and you don't know where the fucking water is. So before you go into the festival, look at the festival map, check out where the hydration stations are, if they have them. Figure out where the vendors are that sell water on the cheap if they don't have hydration stations. Get you one of those hydration packs, dude. You can walk around, drink water. You can offer water to other people if you're not worried about herpes or the wook flu. That reminds me, wook flu. You guys need to be washing your hands. It's crazy out here. I caught the absolute worst strain of wook flu that I've ever had in my life this year. It was terrible. I was bedridden for a week and could not move. I don't know what these wooks are out here doing, not washing their hands or dreadlocks or whatever it is, but Nag Champa and patchouli is not soap, so we need to be out here educating people, I guess, on the merits of hand sanitizer and all this kind of stuff, because it's crazy out here. But anyway, back to what I was saying about the water. It would also be helpful if the first day that you go into the festival that you go in sober, so you can get an idea of where things are. You can know in your head, like, oh, by the entrance there's a water thing. If I run out of spaces to look for water, like, I know for sure there's one here by the entrance. So it is important to do this when you're sober, or at least maybe a little high, because when you're deep in the juice, you're not gonna fucking remember or have any concept of where to look for water. That's how it goes. So I'll tell you guys a little story. I was at a festival called Halloween in 2019. If you're gonna be there this year, I will be there as well. Keep an eye out, I guess. Whatever. I was rolling balls on MDMA and suddenly realized that I was very, very, very thirsty. Not only that, I was sweating balls. I walked around in the dark and the lasers and the art installations and could not find the water station. I was looking for what felt like 30 minutes to an hour, and I just decided, fuck this. I'm gonna sit down, try to catch my bearings, figure out where the fuck I'm at, and hopefully end up at a water station by some miracle. But really what was happening is I was like dehydrated as fuck and literally didn't have the energy to walk around anymore. So I was fucked at this point. And after about, I don't know, 5 minutes of being sat there contemplating my reality, wondering how much longer I've got in it, this beautiful rave daddy of an individual approached me and asked me if I was okay. And I probably resembled, at this point, something like a Civil War veteran, like dying. I just looked up at him and was like, water. And he was like, I got you, bud. And came back in like, I don't know, 3 minutes or something with, to this day, what I believe is the largest bottle of water that I've ever seen in my life. It was like glistening off of the lasers. It had like little ice cubes still attached to it, and I just looked up at him like he was like some kind of divine godhead or something, and just felt unworthy to be in this man's presence. And obviously slammed the bottle of water. I smoked a joint with the dude. You know, he is so nice. I still keep in touch with him to this day. So the point of me telling that story is you could be that divine godhead that some Spunyan wook looks up and sees you just glowing with an aura of loving light energy, reaching down to them with the offer of, are you okay? Do you need any help? You can be that person to someone else, and you can get lifelong friends that way. So I highly recommend looking out for your fellow festival goer. Not only is it a great way to meet friends, but you could literally be saving somebody's life. So definitely keep an eye out for the homies. But what's a set without your squad? You can definitely go solo to a festival, but in the end, it's going to be about the people you spend it with along the way. So if you do ride solo, giving little gifts to people that you meet, from whether it's candy bracelets or rubber duckies or basically anything you can think of, these things have the potential to form long-lasting bonds with you and your fellow rave goers. Also, if you happen to make a connection with somebody and realize that they're kind of being sus, you're at a music festival. There's tens of thousands of people, so you can just kind of slip away, and it's not that big of a deal. You know, it happens. Sometimes you'll approach somebody and you'll start talking to them because you're fucked up, but then you realize that they're really fucked up, and it's fucking your vibe up. So, you know, it's nothing to just slip out and, you know, make your way to something new. So speaking of squads, would you like to be part of our squad? We have a Discord community located in the description below. We hit 17,000 people. We had our last meetup at Electric Forest. We had about 20 people from the server joined us there. We all camped together. It was a lot of fun. But in addition to that, we also just like to hang out. We smoke a lot of weed. We're just chilling in the Discord server. So swing by, check us out, say hello. So to wrap things up, I think I will just leave you with this absolutely epic drone video of me on stage pushing the button, the play button that is, for Above and Beyond at their closing set for Electric Forest. Till next time, spread love. drugs inside the festival. Here's a list of things that they don't typically look inside. Don't tell anyone that I told this to you, okay? You don't know me.